What is a food opinion that you have and will die on that hill? If you think a well-done steak is a burnt lump of charcoal that rocks on the plate, that just tells me you're shit at preparing steaks. Well-done steaks can be juicy and tender. Obviously not as tender as rare steaks, but they're not burned into oblivion. And don't come at me with some bullshit about how it's scientifically impossible to make well-done beef, which some redditor always does. That's nonsense and you know it. Onions are nasty and are only in a lot of things because when the recipe was first invented, it was a great way of hiding if the meat had gone bad. If you can't cook without alliums of any variety, you can't cook. I'm not saying that you can never cook with them, but once in a while, try leaving them out of a recipe. See how much better everything tastes and feels in the mouth. I should be able to eat out for every meal affordably. Fast food needs to be way cheaper and simple dishes should be mad cheap too. If they can do it in Japan, we should be able to do it too in the West. A bowl of noodle soup from a vending machine for $4 that doesn't taste like anus. More street food that costs a few dollars. Canned food lasts longer than expiration date. I say that to compromise my original statement that it never goes bad. It can, but it can be stored well and last a very long time too. Also, frozen and canned vegetables are not inferior to fresh, in fact might be a little more nutritious. The reason you don't like an ingredient dish is probably because you've had a shit version of it. I know there's a few exceptions to the rule, genetics and coriander cilantro, but no, we bear as many as we might think. Most of our adversities come from reinforcing our existing beliefs. Authenticity, with regards to the geographical origin of a dish, is completely arbitrary and subjective. Along those lines, I've yet to hear of an example of a food or drink only being real if it comes from a certain region that should be preserved for the benefit of the consumer. Ham is a solid 5 out of 10, and everyone agrees with me whether they'll admit it or not. It is not good, it is not bad, it just is, it's just ham. Disagree? Write down every meat you can think of, including organ meats, then rank them. Then tell me ham isn't smack dab in the middle. Shrimp is vile. Like eating bugs. And if you like raw oysters, why not just buy a nice jar of fish jelly, and eat it by the spoonful? Bona fides, I enjoy sushi in moderation, and will eat a good salmon, cod, sea bass, etc. in any time. But those two things? Tired face. Big Heinz found a good ketchup, but we're missing out on a lot of ketchup varieties we could have had with their dominance on the grocery shelves. Heinz, you don't need 5 feet by 5 feet of shelf space to sell me organic, non-organic and whatever other varieties of the same thing. Foodie culture is ruining food. Since when is a burger $20? And who wants their burger to have 27 different ingredients? It shouldn't be this hard to find a burger spot that just makes a quality cheeseburger instead of these mega burgers that look good on it. Apples are the most garbage tier fruit. In every metric you could rate a fruit, there's something better than an apple. They are inferior to pretty much everything else. It's baffling to me why anyone would choose it as a favorite, yet so many do. Pizza snobbery is actually detracting from the beauty that is pizza. This summer, I had a piece of toast with some American cheese and that alone was fairly amazing. Why are we doing pizza snobbery again? All of it is good, even Costco. Indian food is gross to me. I've tried on multiple occasions both homemade and highly rated restaurants. Did not like it any of those times. And I like very spicy food. I'm Mexican, so it isn't the spiciness factor. This is mostly for the kids since I work for a school. I love ranch just as much as the next person. However, do you really have to bathe your entire tray in a lake of ranch just for 2 bites? The waste makes me sad. Thai food is fucking gross. Curry, chilies, coconut milk, lemongrass, peanuts and ginger are all fine on their own. Mix them together, which is what happens with Thai cuisine, and it's a disgusting nightmare. I think people who treat their food preferences like a sports team suck. They're the first to look down on someone for liking any food they themselves don't like. X200B. Edit grammatical error, had to fix it. If you thinly spread your condiments on both sides of the sandwich, you will get the same amount as you would if you just dump it in the middle, except it won't sog out in random clumps as you're eating it. Liver is nasty. No sitting it in milk first doesn't take out that nasty dirty taste. Catfish tastes like dirt because it lives in dirt. No washing it and deep frying it can't take out the aroma of dirt. Americans use way too much garlic. It's not an Italian thing, because Italians use a perfectly reasonable amount in their cooking. And I will absolutely die on this hill, because I'm allergic to it. It's very disturbing that people eat junk food every single day. I'll dive into a plate of nachos on occasion, But why would I eat chips every day? Or Doritos, or Oreos, or ice cream? Barbecue sauce is not good on anything. I don't like barbecue sauce, I've never liked it in any form. As a base for pizza? Revolting. With chicken? Literally any other sauce is more appealing. That Italian food is ridiculously overrated. So much so that when I started a new post on Reddit about it, it was deleted by moderators after 5 minutes. Do the mafia run Reddit? Fast food is garbage. It doesn't taste good. People that claim this are addicted to it. It's not even fast anymore, since places get saturated by dozens of carbs at mealtime. A well-done steak can be juicy and tender and delicious, if cooked by someone who gives a damn. I can't eat rare. The pink stuff is so much chewier than a good well-done steak. I was at a party this weekend and the devil eggs were sweet. Absolutely disgusting. Things like spaghetti, devil eggs, relish, macaroni, potato salads, etc. should not be sweet. Pizza is the perfect food. Carbs, crust, dairy, cheese, fruits, veggies, sauce and toppings, protein, topping and cheese, fats, oils. It's got everything if you do it right. We are not supposed to eat green peppers. They are just unripe red peppers and friggin' taste like it. Also, water chestnuts taste like scraping your teeth together feels. Real ice cream contains egg yolk and must be cooked before it's frozen. Think of proper homemade custard cooked on the stove, then add your flavor before freezing it. Grazing tables are a waste of food. Meat touching chocolates, half the loaf of bread or half the pineapple just sitting there to look pretty and be thrown out afterwards. Sweet foods, sweet potatoes, cooked apples, sweet corn, sweet salady things, ad nauseum, do not belong on my savory dinner plate. Sweet things are dessert. I'll eat my food how I want to eat my food. You eat your food how to want to eat your food. How I enjoy my steak has no bearing on how to like yours. Letting meat rest before slicing. I was at a dinner party once and watched in horror as someone pulled a prime rib out and immediately started cutting. Mushrooms are disgusting. I don't care if they're raw or cooked or chopped up really finely. I hate mushrooms. Stop trying to convince me otherwise. 1. You can put pineapple on pizza if you want, but not zucchini. 2. If cornbread has flour and sugar in it, it's not cornbread, it's cake. Corn is a standalone vegetable and does not belong mixed into recipe willy-nilly. Cornbread, understandable. Pasta? WTF is wrong with you? Pizza must always have a tomato sauce. If you're using pesto on pizza, which I encourage, that doesn't do away with the need for red sauce. Yellowing or I-run steaks should be served briefly seared and raw, just warm in the middle. If you won't eat it that way, don't order it. Whoever put crushed peanuts with pad thai deserves a raise. I don't know who they are, I don't know what they get paid, but it isn't enough. If you have to put any sauces on cooked meat, you are hiding something. Whether it's undercooked, overcooked, a bad cut, poor quality, etc. People who have an actual kitchen and not just a hot plate who make instant mashed potatoes and stovetop stuffing for holidays hate joy. Food presentation does not matter. I don't care how expensive the meal is. It's all going to look the same shortly after you consume it. If you have to church up vegetables to be palatable, then those said vegetables are ass cheeks. And there's no convincing me otherwise. White sauce, mozzarella and provolone, pears, blue cheese, balsamic glaze, rocket, wood-fired, and you have a fantastic pizza. The flavor of a pizza takes a dive when you get anything bigger than a medium. Too much grease just makes everything a mess. Celery is nasty in any form. Grapes don't belong in chicken salad. Fresh real butter on saltine crackers is the best snack. Kay from Kay's Cooking is a disgrace to cooking. I don't find her at all sweet or grandmotherly. She's disgusting. Green onions or chives are disgusting. Don't add that shit on anything without warning, especially not on my poutine. The only way to make Brussels sprouts taste good is to cook them in a manner that makes them horrifically unhealthy. Samoas, yes. The Girl Scout cookie are the biscuits of the gods, and split pea soup was sent from Satan himself. That I don't care about food and wish I didn't have to eat. It is just that uninteresting and irrelevant to me. Oysters are delicious and anyone who says otherwise can, just give me all their oysters if they want. Fast food is garbage devoid of any real flavor. It's just a sodium bomb full of highly processed ingredients. Anyone who orders a prime cut of beef well done and then douses it in ketchup should be drawn and quartered. Cooking for yourself isn't that hard, and it's great so long as you and whoever you're cooking for like it. Ketchup doesn't belong on anything but burgers and fries. Maybe I prefer barbecue honestly. Mayonnaise on everything. It's okay in limited amount with tuna or egg for a sandwich. but that's about it. Carbs clap our clap not clap the clap enemy clap. Overconsumption of anything is. Blue cheese is just moldy cheese, just because you're curating it to be expired doesn't make it good. Onions are terrible, make everything worse, and people put them in goddamn everything and I hate it. Highly divisive foods, like Marmite and pineapple on pizza, are okay, neither amazing nor terrible. Mint is disgusting and it has no right existing, especially when it's mixed with chocolate. The right condiments can make or break a meal. Example: Duke's mayo, versus any other except Kewpie. Tomatoes don't belong in the fridge. Never cooked rice in gumbo. Always cook it separately. Fish and pretty much all seafood has a foul taste. Like something you shouldn't be eating. Fast food should be declassified as food. Go eat something that's actually good for you. FFS. Brown butter is superfluous. The butter needn't always be browned. It could just be melted. It's better to underseason slightly and need to add a little more than it is to overseason. Vegan vegetarian alternatives are nowhere near as bad as people make out for the most part. Anyone that uses grape jelly instead of strawberry jelly on a PBJ needs to be locked up. Sir Kensington Sriracha Mayo was way better originally than its current Chipotle version. Sugar doesn't belong as a red sauce. If you use the right tomatoes it's not so acidic. When you get a bagel with plain cream cheese, add some honey and it makes it amazing. Most restaurants are a disappointment now. Most food doesn't live up to the hype. Ranch dressing or pineapple doesn't belong on pizza, even if you're from Vermont. There are right and wrong ways to cook food. Also, picky eaters are in the wrong. Very few things don't complement ginger, and vice versa. Eggs are an exception.